in an age of lawlessness and despair. The empire of man lay in ruins, torn asunder by civil war, and racked by famine and plague. Desperate, unscrupulous men deserted the temples of their fathers and gathered in forbidden cults, seeking the favor of the dark gods. And so it was, in the year 2301, that a Kurgan warlord named Asavar Kul united the savage tribes of the Chaos Wastes and made war upon the realms of men. The invaders entered the distant northern kingdom of Kislev and sacked its largest city, Prague. They sacrificed its people to their dark gods, and any who managed to flee were driven into the freezing wilderness. The Empire seemed powerless to stop the Chaos Horde, and many feared that the end of the world was at hand. But in the Empire's darkest hour, a nobleman from the south named Magnus rallied the people of the Empire to resist the invaders, uniting the warring Elector Counts in the process. The Imperial Army marched to the rescue of the Kislevite capital, fighting Kul's army in a massive battle outside the city walls. Joined by mighty heroes from all across the land, Magnus defeated Kul in single combat, and the Chaos Horde was scattered to the winds. Blessed by the gods and heralded as the true Emperor, Magnus returned to Nuln in triumph. But even as the old world celebrated Magnus's victory, the dark gods were planning their revenge.
Right, okay, Warhammer Chaosbane. Okay, the graphics doesn't look great as a first impression. Enjoyed the intro though, I enjoyed that story a lot. Okay, right. Empire Soldier, High Elf Mage, Slayer, Wood Elf Scout, Dwarf Engineer, or a Witch Hunter. Tempted for the Wood Elf Scout or the Slayer. Let's go for the Slayer. Ragni Axe Biter.
As a young dwarf in the great city of Karazakarak, you were taught the legends of your ancestors. Ever since, you have longed for the day when you could win fame and glory of your own and restore the luster of your much-diminished clan. When High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer called for warriors to aid Kislev during the Great Chaos Invasion, you were one of the first to pledge your service. Along with your father and your younger brothers, you left Karazakarak behind, marching eagerly to war. It wasn't long before you were in the thick of the fight, trapped inside the city of Kislev. You and your kin fought fiercely against the Chaos Horde. When Kul's first assault breached the city gates, it was the dwarfs who led the counterattack that drove the enemy back and saved the day.
Oh yeah, dwarves doing their thing.
Your fearlessness in battle earned you the name Axe Biter, and the Kislevites hailed you as a hero. But the more you tasted of glory, the more you began to crave it. When Magnus's army arrived outside the city, your thirst for immortal fame ended in tragedy. Leading a force of 300 dwarfs, you tried to fight your way out of the city to join the Imperials and fight Kul's army together. It was a deed worthy of legend, but not even Grimnir himself could have fought his way through so vast a horde. Your reckless charge was driven back at a bitter cost. Half of the valiant dwarfs that had followed
okay, so I got all my mates killed. Brilliant.
Your father and all of your brothers. Racked with guilt over the deaths of your kin, you swore powerful oaths of vengeance against the dark powers. And so you chose the path of the Slayer, seeking redemption through a glorious death in battle. When the final battle outside the city walls began, you went forth alone to find Asavakul and challenge him to single combat. You carved a bloody path through the enemy, reaching the Chaos Lord in time to see him fall to Magnus and his knights. After the battle, you accepted an invitation from Magnus to join his retinue and return with him to Nuln. As far as you were concerned, the new Emperor owed you a glorious death. And with many of Asavakul's champions still alive, you could be sure Magnus would not lack for foes.
Okay. Been sitting there for what feels like about half an hour now, and I still haven't even got in the game.
It was an age of
lawlessness another
and
cutscene.
despair, a time of dark magic, treachery, and war. It is a night made for witchery and evil deeds. And across the city, guardsmen clutch their weapons tightly and count the hours until the dawn. Sleep is hard to come by on a night such as this. The air is tense, and memories of the battle at Kislev leave you restless and on edge. Suddenly, a peal of thunder shatters the stillness, followed by a howling wind that shakes the tower to its foundations. Foul magic curdles the air, and screams echo in the courtyard outside. The tower is under attack.
What's all that noise? Let's take a look.
And there's volume down.
An attack! Thank the ancestor.
Okay. I don't particularly like the look of this view. Feels a bit... I don't know. Is it a bit too zoomed out, maybe? Not too sure. Doesn't feel like as smooth as Diablo for some reason. Kill enemies. Okay, you've got a bit of a turning circle on the character, which feels a bit odd. Recently tried out some of the Diablo 2 Resurrected, and this certainly doesn't feel as smooth as that, even at this beginning part. When your health is low, use your potion by pressing Q. Okay. I'm not injured, I don't need to. Press it anyway, there you go. So it's done, go away.
Thanks, Sigmar, you're here. There's monsters everywhere.
I know, exhilarating, isn't it? Now where's Magnus?
Upstairs in the throne room.
Alright, let's go find Magnus. What's the betting he's dead? Upstairs in the throne room, and we can't go. Okay, let's take items from the chest. Press I. Okay. Brilliant. Oh, I'm in the middle of something here. Ugh. Doing my Slayer thing here. Really don't like the feel of this. Oh, stop interrupting me in the middle of combat. Press space to throw a chained axe and launch yourself in that direction. Okay. As you do. Oh, look at that art. I like that artwork. That's the old classic Warhammer Fantasy art, isn't it? Oh, that's beautiful. Very nice. Okay, we're in the throne room. What's the guessing? He's dead.
As you reach the throne room, the air seethes with foul magics. The Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. There's only one thing to do. Roaring a battle oath, you ready your axe and charge! By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead. The shouts of angry men fill the throne room, but these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters, the Empire's feared inquisitors, led by none other than the infamous Heinrich Voss. You are under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus, Voss declares. You try to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, dwarf, Voss threatens. We will have the truth from you one way or another. After a week in the dungeons, you'll tell me everything I want to know. But before the witch hunter could make good on his threat, a commanding voice filled the room. Stop this madness at once! Teglis, Lawmaster of the High Elves, regards Voss coldly. Braggy Axebiter has told you the truth, he said. It is you who have refused to listen. Teglis
There's way too much noise going on in this cutscene.
He lives, thank the gods, the High Elf says at last. But he is in the grip of a powerful curse. It is only a matter of time before he succumbs. No one outside this room must know what happened here. If the people learn that Magnus has fallen, then everything he fought for will have been for nothing. The fate of the Empire lies in our hands. We must find this sorceress and end the curse before it's too late. If Magnus dies, the Empire dies with him.
Okay, can we just get questing? Oh, my... Oh, boy.
There are dark and terrible forces at work in the city, Braggy Axebiter.
Just tell me what...
The attack on the tower came from your first task.
Right, go into the sewers. Right, let's go. Come on. Right, hopefully now that's a little less interruption and things just get cracking. Into the sewers. Where are the sewers? I can hear them. Okay, look at the arrow pointing this way. Here we go. Like in the town, it feels very Empire-esque. Not entirely sure why it needs so much instancing and zoning. You don't get this so much on Diablo. I know, like when you're heading down to the sewers or a dungeon, for example, you kind of zone in, but the main world, for its part, is huge and open expanse. So why aren't we getting that here? See what it's like down here, anyway. Look, little nurglings.
I must return to the fight. I need to fight!
Still quite hard to actually get the target on the right mobs here. Just something about the movement and the targeting. It doesn't... I mean, I know it's a big ask to feel as polished as a game like Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, but this isn't exactly a brand new game. This has been out for several years now. You thought they may have polished it up somewhat.
I need to fight.
Maybe it's just because I'm fighting these tiny little fast guys. Maybe it'll get a bit better the more we go.
I've lost the blood rush.
Well, that was a little uneventful, to say the least. Could have at least given me some kind of boss down there. Well, let's go back to see Teclis. See what he's got to say for himself. With Teclis of old.
It's done. There's nothing in the tunnels outside the tower except dead men. Plenty of signs that there are more cultists deeper in the sewers, though, or I'm no dwarf.
I do not doubt it. The servants of Nurgle flourish in darkness and filth. Our battle against the cult has only just begun.
Seems like his voice is a little deep for Teclis.
Well done. Return to me.
Maybe it's just 'cause I played too much Total Warhammer. I don't know. I never really envisioned Teclis having a deep voice like this. Doesn't feel quite elfy in a way, does it?
There is grim news from the tower.
So?
They've been
Okay, let's go find these missing guardsmen. Dum 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 da da dum. Don't quite know why I'm singing the Lord of the Rings music, but here we go. It's a shame they never did a Lord of the Rings version of a Diablo-esque game. Now that would have been good. Running around as old Gimli. Very dangerous over short distances. Not sure how I feel about this view changing either, depending on the area that you're in. Feels a bit too vertical now.
Need to fight.
Okay, skills. Where are we at? What's that one I've been using all the time? Savage Swing. Savage Swing. Oh, you can't. Well, I need to be level 8. So there's not really much I can do. Okay, something up here according to the map. Oh. Okay, now this is interesting. Finally something a bit different. The Nurglings all after me. And there's some...
I've lost the blood.
Is he alive or dead? Oh man, I'm going down here, finally. Actually a bit of a challenge.
I've lost the blood rush.
These guys running around whilst you're embedding your axe in their back is very annoying.
Damned cultist lured us into a trap. Tried to fight, but too many of them.
Too many of them. Maybe too many of them for you lot. I've done it.
You and your men fought well.
They took them. Anyone's still able to walk.
I'll find the others. Don't you worry, my friend.
I need to fight.
Rats are annoying. Wasting my time. We've got men to find. Got a feeling they're all going to be dead by the time I get there. Looks like we're not going to go and find them at all. We're actually going to go and have a little chat with Teclis first. Just to let him know that these men have been taken.
I found your lost warriors. They'd been trapped by the cultists and so...
And the others?
Not much point taking them if they're dead, is it? What is the cult?
Not prisoner. Sacrifices. We must do everything we can to prevent...
Now this is a cool view. I like this. Those stained glass windows. Is that the Comet of Sigmar over there on the right? Oh, on the left. There's old Magnus.
There is no time to waste. Even as we...
They won't.
The enemy will do everything...
So rather than just going to save the prisoners, we've gone and had a big long chat with Tiklis first of all. Now we can go and save the prisoners. Once more back into the sewers. Gifts for the Dark God. Save 7 prisoners. Oh, we've got a time limit as well. Okay, this is more like it. I hope it's not all the same. I hope we get some overworld areas where we're at. It's always just noticed we're fighting some demons there.
You saved my life.
Yes, maybe one day you can do the same for me. I highly doubt it, mate, but I appreciate the intentions. Yeah, we've got some plague bearers.
Must return to the fight.
Well, they're a lot tougher than the cultists, that's for sure. Well, saying that, everyone's taking down a bit of effort here. Probably should be using a few more skills. I just haven't really felt the need to as of yet. It's all been fairly straightforward. And plus, there doesn't really seem to be that great deal of specking as of yet.
I've lost the blood rush. I've lost the blood rush.
Statue of a dwarf down here for some reason. Still only managed to find 1 prisoner so far though, bit concerning. We've only got 8 minutes left. Oh, stop running away. How can you run when I'm literally laying my axe into your back? What needs to be done about that? They should at least recoil from the hit or something. Right. Let's put some stuff on. Family pendant, very nice. And a ring. Some new tattoos. Some new bracelets. And some gloves. What about the skills? Can we actually do anything yet? No, can't. Requires level 8 and 4 skill points. Oh well. Right, okay, let's find some of these prisoners. We've only got 7 minutes left and we still haven't found any more. Unless they're all going to be bunched up together. This could be a little bit... Maybe we should just run past some of this. Oh, hello. What's going on in here? Oh dear. Could have run himself into a bit of trouble here. Yeah, the lack of hit recoil from the mobs is not good. More plague bearers up there to the left. Okay, we've got a quest guy down here. Not entirely sure how to get over there. Come on, come on. Not in the mood. Gotta find these prisoners.
I need to fight.
Okay, we've got an there we go. Looks like we've got 3 exclamations all next to each other. That makes a bit more sense, judging by the fact we've only got 5 minutes left. We're a little over. These mobs are becoming a bit of a grind here. Like, they're not going to kill me, but it's literally just... yeah, these running ones are very annoying. Probably wouldn't have that problem, of course, if you're playing a ranged character, but I always find the melee ones just a bit more satisfying in games like this.
I must return to the fight.
We never left the fight. We never left the fight. Okay, here we go. Let's get up to these prisoners.
I must return to the fight.
I won't forget this.
Oh, here we go. Finally, something big. Looks like a warp spawn.
I need to fight.
Knocking me back, which is annoying, but he's not really doing much damage.
I've lost the blood rush.
Well, fairly straightforward, unfortunately. Not much of a challenge there. First boss, really, that we've come up against. Well, let's get these guys. Yes, I saved your life. Get on with it. Yes, I saved your life. Come on. Out you go. Oh, another one. Now this could come in. And we've only got 1 minute and 50 left. Oh, this is not good. I didn't realise we were so short on time. It's almost encouraging you to just bypass a load of enemies. Which I'm going to have to do after I killed this guy. Right, out my way, you. Okay, we've got 1 minute and 20 left. Let's get down there. Out my way. Get out my way. I'm not interested. Oh, they're in two separate locations. Only one exclamation mark as well. Oh, no. They're all over the place. They're literally just one each. Get down. Get down. I can't cut him down. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I've lost the blood rush.
I'm going to run out of time here. I can't cut this guy down. Cut him down. Oh, I can't. It's not letting me get him down. There we go, finally. You have to wait until there's no mobs around. Well, it's all over. I've only got 20 seconds left. Not going to make it. Didn't really feel like I've been wasting time here. Oh, get out of my way. Just the grind it takes to kill the mobs. Not really been a danger or anything like that.
This one's gone to me.
Well, we're too late. Got to leave the sewers. This will be interesting if it's story-wise it takes a turn of events.
I did what I could, Elf. Most of
It was too much to hope that all of them would survive.
Or maybe you couldn't save them all anyway.
Power from their sacrifice. We must not let them gain too great an advantage over us.
Speak with Teaklis. Well, okay, I guess that's about as good a place as any to finish it for today. First impressions, it's definitely not as polished as a Diablo. I don't know, it's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. I haven't not enjoyed the playthrough. but it hasn't wowed me either. Hopefully it continues to pick up a little bit. Now we've unlocked the skills, hopefully that adds an extra element of intrigue to the combat as well. And well, hopefully this story continues to get a little bit more interesting the further along we get with this Nurgle invasion, so to speak. But that's it for today, guys. As always, huge thank you to all my subscribers, and I'll see you all again real soon.